For around $500. I think I closed it at like 507. It was a very odd day switching back and forth. If I wanted to trade on ES, was very strong this morning. Then it kind of fizzled out. So then I switched to NQ for my entry. I had a one and done today. I'll go ahead and kind of show you what I did. So this morning we opened up really strong on both indices. Had this huge 30-minute candle. These are 30-minute candles, so we're about an hour into the trade market today. I seen this 30-minute gap. I really was interested in. I know that NQ did not take out its Asia highs yet, but I think ES did at this time. So I marked my 30-minute FEG, and I usually change these to like a light blue. And when I have these 30-minute FVGs, I'm looking for this to come down and get my 1 minute inversion down here, up here a little bit, to go ahead and take these Asia highs out. So we'll switch down to the 1 minute and look for our 1 minute inversion that I did today. We came down a little bit, and now we're starting to get into this gap here. I'm eyeing this 1 minute fair value gap right here. I'm very interested in that. If we can get some type of rotation out of this 30-minute fair value gap. Like I said, there's no draws on liquidity to the downside. I think we had this Asia low from, a couple days ago, but other than that, there's nothing for the day today. And honestly, you're not wanting to look to go 500 points to the downside. That's kind of a stretch there to start moving up. So that's why we took this 30-minute FEG to take out these Asia highs. So my entry will be on this 1 minute inversion of this fair value gap, and I should get it here shortly. And then bam, we get this 1 minute inversion. This is where I take my long position at, right here. I'm targeting these Asia highs right here, and my stop loss is under the lowest, the new lower low, basically. This did take a while today. This was at 10:45. We had a little bit of consolidation, and I'm going to point some things out as we go through the trade. So, and this trade was a 1 to 2.2 ratio. That candle held up good, but you start to see we're having some difficulties here. I'm not really in profit yet. I'm starting to think that maybe this candle was going to go in profit, but it didn't. So we kept holding up, holding up, holding up, holding up. Thought again that, okay, maybe it just grabbed some more liquidity to head to this upside. Still didn't really head up, and then we completely disrespect this inversion. All right, so why did I not get out? There's a couple reasons. One, my stop loss is this swing low right here. It was a 1-to-1 ratio, so I wasn't too worried. But it was my first trade of the day, and probably my only trade I was going to make. I'm at a 1 to 2.24 ratio. It's 11. It's 10:52, almost 11. So this is the one and only trade I was going to take today. And then you start to see that you have a little bit of consolidation. So we're getting a little bit of a wedge gap here. That's another reason why I didn't get out, is as long as we're staying within this wedge gap, I'm pretty comfortable. I'm comfortable to see the trade through, okay? And then I think we consolidate a little bit more. We're staying in this gap. See how this wicked up right here? And it stayed within this wedge gap. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And then we get a complete break of this wedge right here. And all systems a go is how I felt pretty much. I actually walked away from the computer. My stop losses were set. My take profit was set. I felt very comfortable just kind of walking away. Once we get to right here, which is the high of the day, I call it my break even. Most times, you want to, during the summer market, it's kind of just take your profit right here. I didn't see any reason to yet, but I did come to break even. So I actually got rid of I brought my stop loss all up to 0. So this is a fair trade. If it comes all the way down, I don't lose anything. If it hits my profit target, I'm making my money. So it was a free trade at this point. I was willing to keep seeing it through. And then as you notice, this volume is dying off. This is not a good look. You got a large candle, large green candle, medium green candle, small green candle, and then you get a hammer candle. Hammer candles are usually signals for, we're going to see a little bit of reversion here. And like I said, in the summer markets, most people are just wanting to get these break-even lines right here anyways. So I actually took profit right here, which, during the fall months and spring months, you just want to see the trade through. But right now, with everything going on, I took profit. And I actually still felt very strong that this was going to hit these Asia highs. So I wasn't too concerned. I took my money and ran. And then actually it ended up, I think it played out eventually. This probably scared some people out because you get a inversion right here. And people probably got out at that point. I was already out. But I think eventually this ended up taking your Asia highs, which was right here. So that was full take profit today. If you stayed in the trade, if not, I got my break even, made my money, $507 today trading NQ. Hell yeah.